K1 community, Jeff Wiggum. Good evening. Blazing through chapter 9 of Acts. Not my computer is not blazing. It's processing, I guess. All right. So let's keep on. Let's go through in detail. We did the reading. And so basically, Saul starts off with persecuting the church, but then he has this amazing experience. And guess what? Jesus is talking to him, a voice. Saul, Saul, why persecutest my church? No, why persecute me? So persecuting the church is persecuting Jesus. He really doesn't know who he is. Who art thou, Lord? Right? And say, for thee kicking, anyway, say, why are you fighting against this thing? Right? And he's astonished. So here's where sort of the story is. We're on the road to Damascus. Later, he's going to be sent back up this way, but we're on the road to Damascus when this sort of happens to him. And then it happens to him, and then he's being taken in to Damascus, so it must be close. All right, so that's the first thing, and we're going to stop right there. Again, we're going to hit this Damascus thing. It's worth talking about. What are the pricks? I always wondered that. Pricks are these little pointed stick things they poke cows and stuff with to make them go. And I guess that guy's been poking Paul, and he's fighting against it. Right? Here's Paul, big Philistine, I'm not Philistine, Pharisee, pushing back against God, trying to get his attention. But God got his attention this time. And so remember where we start, that he's up here, kingdoms of Aram, Damascus, right? Aram was the son of like Abraham, cousin, or uncle somewhere, great uncle maybe. We'll find out in a minute. So this is a little bit of the area. So this is where the event happens. He goes in here, but he's not even going to an area of Israel. Even this area over here, Aram is here. So he's not really going. He's outside the border, right? And so, all right. So that's just what I wanted to point out. And who are some of these other people that surround him? It's worth taking a minute to figure this out, because this is the story of Paul, and he's a big influencer. But also, we just need this to make sense. Aram is the son of Shem. And Abraham is the nephew of Aram. So basically, it's he's from one of the sons of Shem. He is one of the other sons of Shem, I believe. The Ammonites. Now, this is a different group. Guess what? Ammonites and the Moabites. These guys came through Lot. Which, where did Lot's descendants go? Oh, through his two daughters, right? That's serious. That's something. The Edomites. Remember, Edom. Well, that's Esau, right? The Bible clearly says that in Genesis 36. And so the Edomites are down here, and they're troubling Israel all the time. And then the Philistines, which people want to talk about Palestine, but really that's not the way it goes. They're Canaanite related kind of guys, but they came in from Crete or something. They're not one of the guys who really normally settled right around there. And you can read a little bit about it down here. Let me get me off the picture. Anyway, worth looking at. But these are, if you haven't thought about it, these are the people that's surrounding it. And Paul's like rolling off to somewhere. We're not talking Jerusalem. We're not even talking Samaria. He's like off the grid a little bit. So we've talked about this a few times, Ham, Shem, Japheth, and how they all sort of spread out over the world. And but this early world we're talking about is right here, not because that's the only world that existed. That's the area that we're having a conversation about. I've gone through this descendant stuff with you guys before to know who's who, and also the timeline to realize that, Noah and Shem alive during Abram's time, right? More ways to look at that. If you really think about the implications, it's a trip. Then you remember sort of where we are, 2,000 years here, which is about 2,000 years from where Abraham was. This whole Fertile Crescent covers this whole Damascus area. So guess what's Damascus up there? We're talking about, and I'm going to have to stop here and pick this one up, because realistically, the Assyrians are up in this territory, and there's some history. Okay, so we'll talk about that next.